Hey everyone, Mr. Sujano here. In today's video, we're going to be reviewing the Nintendo Direct that happened today, September 4th, 2019. Let's get started. So I posted a poll on my YouTube page, just on the community tab, of what video to do next. The two best answers were Nintendo Direct analysis and using the Raspberry Pi as a desktop PC. The Raspberry Pi video is next. This video will be the Direct analysis. I'm also going to leave a link to this Nintendo Direct in the description below so you can watch it yourself. Now, the first announcement from Nintendo was that Overwatch is coming to the Switch, which is pretty cool in my opinion, especially trying to play this game on the road. Overwatch has a huge fan base. It's incredibly popular still. So I think this is a really good move. Now, unfortunately, the surprise was kind of ruined for me. Wario64 here on Twitter. I do recommend giving him a follow because he does post some good deals as well every now and then. They leaked this. Actually, they didn't really leak it. Amazon leaked it. So Amazon leaked a officially licensed Overwatch case for the Nintendo Switch. And this post all but confirmed, actually I think it probably did confirm, that Overwatch was coming to the Switch. If you think about it, why would you release an officially branded Overwatch case for a game that's not on your system? So this kind of spoiled that, but at the same time, I am very excited to see Overwatch going to the Switch. And that game's coming out actually really soon, in the middle of October, so just over a month away. The new Scream Park mode for Luigi's Mansion was announced, and it's kind of like an arena battle royale. If we take a look, there's 2 to 8 players that can compete against each other. This one actually looks fun. This might actually be one of the most popular modes in Luigi's Mansion. I'm not the biggest Luigi's Mansion fan, but after seeing this mode, this is actually making me very interested in the game. Next up, I'm going to stop the video actually right here. Free to start Kirby game for the Nintendo Switch system. So this is Super Kirby Clash. One thing I really like about this, if you can take a look, free to start. Not free to play, free to start, which I find is a far more accurate description. You can start the game for free, but more than likely you'll have to dole out some cash to continue, or at least grind considerably or wait to continue on in the game, like most mobile games out there. So I quite like that it says free to start. I think it's a far more accurate description than free to play. And if we look here, it's 4-player co-op game. It looks like you go on missions, take on enemies, and it looks like it can actually be pretty fun. I quite like the aesthetics of the game. There are upgrades, there are little things you can do. This game really reminds me a bit of Castle Crashers. If you take a look at the way it's structured, the way you can have teammates. Castle Crashers was a very, very fun game, and I think this has the potential to be very fun. I'm just wondering about the whole pay system and how that works. If it's like a one-time purchase or a microtransaction, frustrating experience. We'll see how it is, but I've got hope. Next up is Trials of Mana. I'm really excited about this, although it is not a system exclusive. You can also purchase this on, for example, Steam for PC. I highly recommend checking this one out. It's a very good RPG. Square Enix really killed it with this one. I don't know about the remake and how that's going to turn out, but if it's anything like the original game, it's going to be good. Next up, we have the return of Obra Dinn. If we take a quick peek at this one, my first feel for this game is, wow, it looks like Gunman Clive. Except this is 3D, so if you've ever seen Gunman Clive, if you've ever played Gunman Clive, this game to me feels very, very similar to that. And if you're curious about the game, it's already out on Steam, so you can pick it up there. Next up, we have Little Town Hero from Game Freak. Now, if you don't know who Game Freak is, actually you probably do. There aren't many people who don't know who they are because they are the creators of the Pokemon games. So if this has a Pokemon vibe to it, you know why. And this looks like a pretty standard RPG. The story on this is probably going to be pretty good, so I'm looking forward to seeing what it is. I guess the soundtrack to this game is done by Toby Fox. If you don't know who that is, he did the soundtrack on Undertale. So there's a very popular song, Megalovania. If you haven't heard of it, definitely take a look at the song or take a listen to the song on YouTube. It's really good. Next up is my favorite part of the Nintendo Direct presentation. This one was kind of leaked already online. There are a lot of people talking about it. Some people for it, some people upset. It seemed like the meme was Smash players were upset that this character was going to be in Smash because he was a fighting game character that they didn't care about. That's the meme. That's the meme. Don't shoot the messenger here. But at the same time, this is something very exciting. This intro is incredible. I got excited actually for Geese Howard here. I thought for sure he was going to get the letter. I was like, are you kidding me? That's a huge twist. But also having Terry in this game is going to be good. So if you don't know who Terry is, he is a very popular character. If you've played the Fatal Fury series, if you played Mark of the Wolves, King of Fighters, he's in all of those. He is a lot of fun to play. So I'm not surprised to see him being chosen out of the whole kind of SNK series of games because he is a very iconic character. What I'm also very excited about is the Terry amiibo. So I have a Ryu amiibo, I have a Ken amiibo, and to get a Terry amiibo is going to be good. I'm a massive fan of fighting games, and I have Fatal Fury on the Super Nintendo, I've got King of Fighters games, I have Mark of the Wolves, so to be able to play Terry in Smash is something I'm really looking forward to. He's coming out November 2019, which is really soon if you think about it. And another announcement, they have more DLC. Which way am I going? I guess I have to go this way. More DLC fighters now in development. So if you take a quick peek at that title, that's all you need to see. If you're not happy with Terry, there's more characters coming. I will say this, I am really happy that Terry is in Smash Brothers. I think the SNK games do not get near the attention they deserve. SNK makes very incredible games. I do recommend playing the King of Fighters series if you haven't had a chance. If you do like fighting games, I would definitely recommend checking them out. If you don't like Street Fighter or want like a bit of an alternative to Street Fighter, King of Fighters is where it's at. I'm wondering if this is going to open the door for more SNK characters. Samurai Showdown just released, so maybe we'll get a Sam Show character in here. Maybe people might be upset because it's another sword character, but at the same time, I'm glad Nintendo is kind of going out of their own house of characters. For example, we have Banjo-Kazooie, we have Hero, we have Joker, Ryu and Ken, Terry Bogard now. Who knows who might be next? Maybe it'll be an Overwatch character, maybe Tracer or Winston, I don't know. If I had to guess, I would probably say it's someone from Overwatch, but don't hold me to that. But at the same time, if I am right, you totally heard it here first, totally predicted, absolutely. Honestly, it's just a blatant guess. It could be really anyone. They're really surprising. If someone were to tell me that this was going to be the lineup of DLC characters, I wouldn't have believed them from the get-go. So Nintendo is really surprising in a good way with these characters. I'm really glad to see Terry in there, and I'm really excited to see who's next. Nintendo also announced Tokyo Mirage Sessions heading to the Switch. It was previously released for the Wii U, so on the Switch, apparently there are going to be a few more features added to the game. Next up, we have Deadly Premonition 2, A Blessing in Disguise. This game was just announced. It has not been announced for any other platforms yet, so it might be a Switch exclusive. It might migrate to, for example, the PC or PS4 later on. We're not sure. But at this time, it's a sequel to the original game Deadly Premonition, which was very divisive between people. Some people loved it, some people hated it. But anyways, the sequel is here and it's going to be on the Switch. And if you want to play the original, you can right on the Nintendo eShop. It's available now. Nintendo also announced Divinity Original Sin 2 coming to the Switch. Now they used the term rolls onto Switch when it's available in another place. For example, this one's already on Steam on PC if you do want to play it. It is a good game, a lot of people do like it, and I'm kind of excited to see it coming to the Switch. The Switch is getting a lot of really good games this year. Pulling up the Steam page, we have Divinity Original Sin 2 Definitive Edition, the exact same one that's coming to Switch, for 40% off. So if you want to try it on PC, now's the time. Next up, Bethesda announced Doom 64 on the Nintendo Switch. So this game originally came out for the Nintendo 64. You can emulate it if you haven't tried it yet, and just maybe try it via emulator. But at the same time, it's nice to see it on the Switch. It's nice to see more titles get moved to the Switch and not really forgotten about. Hi-Rez Studios announced Rogue Company coming to the Switch. Now this is going to be a Epic Games Store exclusive on PC. So if you want to pick it up on the Switch, apparently it's going to be cross-play. It is a team-based shooter. Pokemon Sword and Shield is going to be getting an update. They're adding some new Pokemon to the roster. There's going to be some more customization available. I think this is going to be awesome. It's going to be a more in-depth, a more robust game, and the user experience is going to be so much better. So I'm looking forward to seeing the updates and the full details of the updates, I'll say, and how the Pokemon pan out. There's a new like tea Pokemon which occupies old tea kettles and stuff, so I'm curious to see how all of this is going to flesh out, but it looks like it's a good update. This is a huge announcement here. Super Nintendo games on the Nintendo Switch, which should be accompanied with, finally. A lot of people are waiting for this for a long time. If you don't emulate, then really this is probably your next best bet. Finally seeing these on the Nintendo Switch is good news. There aren't a lot of games. You can see the list right above me here or behind me. There will be more coming maybe, but at the same time, this is the list that we're working with right now. So it's not a bad list. It's an okay list to start with, but here's the biggest part of the announcement that I'm really excited about. You can see it in his pocket right there. There is a brand new Super Nintendo wireless controller, USB-C, that will be coming out for the Nintendo Switch. On top of that, you can also see another button. So on the top, we can see ZR and ZL, which is R1 and R2, then R2 and L2, if you're not familiar with ZR and ZL. I'm really looking forward to this. It is going to be 30 bucks. It's a Switch Online exclusive, and I'm really going to try to pick this one up. Mario and Sonic at the Olympic Games Tokyo 2020 was actually a surprise to me because of a few things. Now, obviously, it's just the standard Mario and Sonic Olympic game, but there are a few added things that I really like. Now, first and foremost, you will see the picture looks great, but this is what I love right here. The retroness, the Nintendo NES style of games. If we take a look at the graphics, it looks really good. I did notice though that Knuckles doesn't necessarily look like he fits in. The sprite looks a little different than the rest, but this looks very interesting, and for once I'm actually interested in Mario and Sonic at the Olympics. Animal Crossing also got a few updates. I don't know, I didn't really pay attention because it's not really of interest to me. So if you want, feel free to take a look at the trailer. I'm just going to leave this one here. Anyways, that's all I've got for today. I think the people who will be happiest about this Nintendo Direct, first and foremost, Pokemon fans because of the new depth of the game. Secondly, people who wanted SNES games on the Nintendo Switch. Lastly, fighting game fans, multiplayer game fans, Smash fans should all be happy. Terry Bogard is coming to Smash Brothers. On top of that, Overwatch was announced for the Switch. So I think there's quite a bit of something for everyone in this Nintendo Direct. I think it was actually pretty good. If you like this video, leave a like. If you didn't like this video, leave a like. Hit that subscribe button. Let me know your favorite part of the Nintendo Direct in the comments below. Thank you, everyone. Take care.